I woke up this morning, got onto Instagram, and what do you know? Ableton 12 is soon to be released. So I'm watching through the video, I'm like, okay, cool, they updated some GUI stuff, but where's the update? I don't know. And so I went through some of the comments, and a lot of people are saying Ableton should have had this already. It shouldn't have been a full upgrade. People are saying, I just bought Ableton 11. Now I got to pay for 12, upgrade once again. There's a lot of mixed opinions on this. What we're going to do today is break down the facts. We're going to go one by one, and I'm going to show you guys exactly everything that's new in Ableton 12. And at the end, I'm going to give you my thoughts honestly, too. I don't f around with that. Let's go already. Bass player included. All right, here we go, baby. See everything you need. Okay. So as we can see right off the bat, there are new ways that we can navigate in Ableton. As it shows right here, we can see both of these views at the same time. We can go ahead and open our MIDI editor, for example, and be able to see our plugins or the volume meters. And that just opens up way more possibilities. So let's keep going. I mean, it looks pretty sleek to me. I like how it's looking. It looks a lot better. I think they did a great job laying everything out. And here you go. They have the MIDI browser open right here, the MIDI editor. And on top, you can go ahead and see all your different levels and everything while having arrangement view open as well. So you can just have everything on one screen. That's pretty dope. And here we go, baby, the big browser update. This thing is pretty dope. So it's giving us different ways to filter through all of our sounds to find stuff that we want really fast. So this is also really cool. Ableton introduced a neural network, which is a fancy word for saying that there's machine learning algorithms. And this is gonna allow you to find similar files to the one that you're viewing or listening to at the time. Oh, and they gotta show off their new themes. They're talking, oh, we got some new themes. I got some new themes, man. And I'm actually curious if these new themes are gonna work with the older ones, because I've made some really dope ones lately, but nonetheless. That looks like the old Ableton theme. What are they talking about? Okay, cool. So let's get into the transform stuff. The transform tab is going to give you different ways that you can manipulate your MIDI. You want to know what's really funny is I just talked about this free Max for Live device that gives you a new way to mess with your different MIDI, and you can actually strum the notes. And what do you know? Ableton added a strum feature. Quantize them. You can arpeggiate the notes. You can add ornaments. You can strum them. You can time warp them, all within this editor. So that's a really cool add. Let's see. Okay, so here's the different ways you can shape the MIDI. Add rhythm. Oh, here we go. Here's the generate. And what's different about this generate tab is that it's going to help you actually create MIDIs. You're going to give it a set of parameters using these different settings right here, and it's going to create different MIDIs for you. So that's pretty cool. Okay, this is some of the stuff that I'm more excited for. They're kind of copying FL Studio with a couple of these things, but they kind of have to. But now you can join, split, and chop MIDI notes, right? So you probably know consolidate, where you use audio tracks and you can consolidate them together to make them one audio track. Well, now you can do kind of that same thing and join these different MIDI notes. There you go. It's like consolidating your MIDI notes. And look, you can chop it now, because FL Studio's had this for a while, and I know a lot of people in Ableton are like, how do you do this? How do you do that? There was no way. So it's great that they're finally adding that in. Okay, so now your scales are going to be at the top instead of in the MIDI browser. So you can go ahead and change that or affect that from wherever you're at. And this thing is really freaking cool. This is called scale awareness, and it's going to keep your MIDI set to the scale that you have listed at the top. So this is going to keep them in your scale without going out. So it just gives you a safeguard to make sure everything's staying in the scale that you specified. Sally sells, she should, okay, whatever. And they just added a new tuning section right here that you can see in the browser. And this is going to allow you to mess with the temperament and tuning of your instruments. So that's completely new for us. There you go. It's going to open up and where the groove pool used to be, tune it to your reference pitches. And of course, they had to throw in a couple new instruments. So this one is called Meld, and it allows you to pick out different wavetables. You can even open up this whole macro map right here and have it full screen in Ableton. I don't know if it's gonna show it or not. Okay, this one looks really, really cool. This is a new distortion plugin called Roar. This is absolutely right in my ballpark. And they updated the granulator, so now there is a version 3 with even more controls. And of course, they added a bunch of different sounds and things to the core library, so you'll have new stuff to dig around and find inspiration. That's it. Max for Live MIDI tools. So anyone that creates Max for Live products is now going to have way more functionality over what they can control. All the stuff that we just saw is going to be available for those developers. Key and scale. So set the selected clip scale in Live's control bar. That's going to be at the top to see its notes in any clip you create. So now you don't have to manually set it in every single MIDI. So there's new probability settings. So if you've ever played with the chance and probability in Ableton, there's going to be a little bit more that will build off of what's already there. There's going to be new packs, Lost and Found, Performance Pack, Browser History. This is something that's amazing as well. So now you have forward and backward buttons, just like in your browser, Google Chrome, Firefox. You have a forward and back. So you'll be able to browse through your sounds and it'll actually leave a trail of what you visited last. So they also have more accessibility for people that may have a harder time. Like there's screen readers now. There's keyboard shortcuts to navigate nearly every part of Live. So you probably don't even need to use your mouse at this point. And here's what the different filtering options look like. So as you can see, you can set it by MPE preset, bass, sounds, brass, guitars, whatever you want, percussions. So you can see that it's got pretty much everything there that you need. You can even do it by the key. So you'll notice now in the pitch section, there's some other buttons and things are kind of organized differently. So you have fit to scale, invert, add interval, and you have a couple different options such as humanize as well. So you can see in this generate tab, you can give it the parameters such as the pitch, duration, and velocity, voices, and density. Then you can click the generate button as many times as you want, and it's gonna go ahead and create those MIDIs for you. And this one's called stacks. This one allows you to create chords in different ways. And here's an example of the arpeggiate and the transform tab. It allows you to take the notes that you have and arpeggiate them. They also added a new MIDI effect called CC control. So this is gonna allow you to control external gear, which they didn't have before, so that's nice. So that's the bulk of what's included. There might be little tweaks here or there, such as the layout and stuff like that, but that's all the core functionality that you need to know about. Now let's take a look at the pricing, because come on, we got to upgrade again. So as you can see, I have the Suite version. So for me, if I want to upgrade to Suite, just to upgrade to 12 from 11 Suite, it's going to be $183. Now, there is a 20% pre-order sale, so I'm not exactly sure how long that's going to last or when does it actually come out. So if you want to pre-order it, you can save a little bit of extra money. Let's get into some of my final thoughts. First and foremost, am I going to purchase this upgrade? Yes, but I'm purchasing it because I'm going to make tons of videos about it when it finally comes out. But would I actually upgrade to it if I wasn't going to make all the videos for it? I don't know. I don't even know if I would have upgraded to Live 11, to be honest. There's nothing in here that like jumps out to me and says, I need that. That's going to speed up my workflow 100 times. Are there things that are needed? Yes, the GUI needed to be updated in these different ways. I definitely think being able to see different views at the same time is very beneficial. The new MIDI tools, the ways to generate and create new MIDI patterns is absolutely crazy as well. And being able to finally strum your notes is amazing, but there's a free plugin called Sculptor. I'll leave the full video if you want to check that out next. It's completely free, and I prefer how it allows you to affect the MIDI notes to how Ableton is doing it right now anyways. So I don't really care too much about the generators, I'm going to be honest. The tuning thing is something that I don't really care about as well, and that Meld synth looks pretty cool, but I wouldn't upgrade just for those synths. I think this should have been a big update for 11, honestly. I don't really feel like it's worth the full upgrade. We're definitely going to be making more videos on each of the different functionalities once it goes live for the public, and we can see just how good this thing really is. But looking on the outside right now, I don't know. But if you guys want to check out that free Max for Live plugin called Sculptor and how it can help you make new MIDI, you're definitely going to want to check out this video next.